Now you can see I am almost dressed. It is 11:15, and I understood that we were going to meet in the lobby at 12 o'clock, to go over to the concert hall at 12:30 to meet with the press. Plans have now changed, and now we will meet in the lobby at 1:45. We will go to the concert hall, and we will sing. We weren't supposed to be singing today, but we're going to sing, because the press would like to hear Porgy being rehearsed. And so, all of this is interrupting my sleep. But hey, I'm here to be interrupted, aren't I? So we adjust. Okay. And, yes, we adjust. You should take your clothes and leave it. A woman is a sometime kind. If a woman is a sometime kind. Yes, a woman is a sometime thing. Yes, a woman is a sometime thing. God, my Lord, God, heaven, Lord, the Lord. No use complaining. God, my Lord, God, my Lord, God, my soul. In the dressing room. Would you close the door, please? Would you close the door? Thank you. We hope that helps. Sleep helps. Sleep and water.
Really? In your knees? Water?
Yes, I know. But political economic also.
Oh, I see.
So let's go there because
Did you? Where?
Now Tim has it.
I see.
I'm not looking shiny, am I?
No, you look fine.
вы нам поможете, да? Или нет? Вы знаете, когда нужна будет, потому что все-таки музыкальный термин, я ими не владею. So much.
We were rehearsing. Not sure why.
Yes.
Twitter, not?
Yes, Facebook.
Okay, good.
Thank you. See
Thank
you.
you very much.
Спасибо.
Спасибо, пока-пока. Don't forget your scarf.
Ah, спасибо.
Bye-bye.
Маленький сейчас будет.
It's okay. TV, THB.
Татарстан, New век. Век.
Я предпочитаю, чтобы весь мир знал русский, а не английский.
Татарстан, новый век.
Новый век.
Век.
Новый век.
Да. Yes.
Yeah, but you just charge everything to your room and then pay at the end of the time.
Give me a receipt right away and just in the room. It's always good to have, if you have like 10 euros change, to have something.
It's always good to have a little money on it, you know what I mean?
It's good to have something.
But I think I need to go to the hotel though, because I think
Pop music. Except for the Beatles and the Spice Girls.
I don't like the Spice Girls. I don't like the Beatles.
Tell me what you want, what you really.
I made them open. This man was looking at the front, and I said, "Please, please." He said, "Ugh." I went, "La la 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 la." So he goes, open the door again.
Oh God, you're resourceful.
It's songbird in. You are down.
California.
I'm very old, so I don't.
It's a little walk.
Are you listening? Our music is everywhere. Listen.
You're right.
Where are you?
I'm like, shit, she was that awesome. And
Can
I'm
you
like,
hear it?
I knew it. I knew
It's
she
the
was
rhythm of
there.
R&B. It's the rhythm of black people.
That's why I said when you
Over
said
here in
I was like,
Kazan,
oh,
Russia.
well, I'm gonna put on the camera. The sweat is going to stop. I don't care, they have to wait.
I was surprised. I was like, why did she leave without us?
Why did you leave without coffee? Well, the question was, why did you leave without?
But the thing is, I would never do that. I would always notify. All I've got to say to you, Benoit, no, I'm not.
No, that's great.
I thought for this television you would have to sing a song as well. No?
So if we get everything done efficiently and all that stuff, we don't have to sing.
Boy, everybody got minks on. I love it. They is working these furs. Everybody and their mama got a mink coat on.
Well, if you go, let me go know, because
I'm
I'll
going to
come.
investigate.
I'll come to that, and I'll use my credit card back.
This one here with the
I like the end of it.
hoodie.
I should ask her. They don't speak in English, that's a problem. None of them speak. You know that it's very close with
She's working on it, and it's like black eyes.
They are working inside until 4 a.m.
So 4 a.m.
Yeah, we don't see them, but we're facing the front, the back of the building.
I thought they were north. And our hotel is one block over that.
That's a restaurant shop.
What's that? That's the temple.
You got there?
Hmm.
So we just went around, but you could walk around that way.
I walked straight down there. And then turn left on us. Very layer with orange juice.
There's no one else
What is
having dinner
Mirinda?
today.
Mirinda,
We're in here all
it's
alone.
the same milk cook, but it's orange color.
Beautiful place.
Not diet. With sugar.
But we're dining alone.
I have diabetic.
Yeah, no.
So too much sugar. So, but I'll
make
take
cocktails? Yes.
Ah, you have a cocktail list?
Cocktail list we haven't, but if you want, we can make for you cocktail.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Do they know how to make a Long Island
This
iced
is,
tea?
as a matter of fact.
Oh,
yeah, I'm all about
they are
mentoring.
fun.
Am I on?
Yes.
Hi, this is Alison Buchanan. I'm a black soprano from England. And when I was starting to sing, I was told that I could not be an opera singer because I was a black woman and there were not black people in opera. And I thought, oh yeah, really? And so I put my head down, I started working, and I did a lot more things than a lot of the white people that I went to school with that were singing opera. So what I have to say is you don't let anybody tell you or put you in a box, and don't put yourself in a box. You are capable of anything you want to be capable of. You just have to put the work in. That's all I have to say.
And would you say a few words? Because remember I told you I want you to do like an interview as well. Just a little bit about your background and how you came to be a conductor.
Wow, this is a lot. I've been in music pretty much all my life. My father's a musician. He's a quasi-professional musician. He plays with a lot of amateurs and semi-professional orchestras in Chicago. And my mother and father were never together for as long as I've been alive. You know, they were split apart. And so my father was the weekend dad. He used to come and pick me up, and we used to go there to my grandma's house, who was the inspiration of my life. She really, you know, she never thought that you couldn't do something. You know, we used to sit up and listen to PBS, and she was, you know, so someone who's never, I'm not even sure she graduated grammar school, is one of the most intelligent person and smartest people.
You know, my grandma, we used to watch all of these shows. She was a maid all her life. And she paid for a lot of my music education, you know, by still working past her prime. You know, if you ever see that movie, The Help, that's The Help light, considering the life she had, but she was the strongest woman I knew. We used to always watch Live from Lincoln Center on television, and you know, Beverly Sills and all these shows, and Zubin Mehta and Leonard Bernstein, and you know, like, that was one of those tongue-in-cheek things. Like, one day I'm going to be live from Lincoln Center, and the unfortunate part is I actually was live from Lincoln Center. I actually performed at Lincoln Center, and she had died like the year before.
She was there.
Yeah, I did Lincoln Center and Carnegie that same year. And which was quite a blessing, but she had, you know, passed away. But anyway, I remember my earliest impressions of music when my father used to pick us up, me and my little brother from his other wife. But I used to be really, you know, I was very quiet when I was very young, and then I became very not so quiet. And he was in school still. He's one of those people who had a profession. He was in the restaurant business. But then he was finishing up a music degree in Chicago at the American Conservatory. And so everyone who takes a music degree, whether they're a singer or a trombonist or whatever, they have to take a piano requirement. And so he would use all his weekend time, which is our weekend time, to actually practice. So what fun was that for us? And so one day, I remember, and my little brother was a baby brother, and I was there, and he was practicing his pieces. And I'd been listening to him for weeks on end for him to do this. And one day I just decided to go up to the piano, and I said, okay, and I didn't understand it. And I just went to the piano and played his piece and say, okay, now I fixed it. Now can we go and have pizza? And that was the day I grew 2 heads. My father, I could see at that instant, like, things sort of changed in my house. Well, he started to show me things, and every time he looked at me, I was supposed to be practicing what he showed me. And so I stopped playing piano for a long time, and I stopped playing, and I was really like thinking, you know, because I thought that if I do something wrong, I'm going to disappoint my father. But you know, probably the most inspirational teacher of my life was my first piano teacher, Catherine Gladden, and she had studied. Her and her brother was a pianist, but it wasn't appropriate for a woman to be a concert pianist. So she was a teacher, and her brother was a pianist. You know, she was very inspired, but she was, you know, she had the 2 pianos there in her house, and she was very inspirational. I had no piano, and she taught me for years, and I would practice on her green piano. It was a painted upright green piano in her basement. She let me practice there, and my father was supposed to pay for lessons, but, you know, at this point we were kind of estranged because, you know, I'm starting to get better at something that he was not as good at, and he didn't pay, and the woman taught me for years and didn't receive a dime, never mentioned it to me. No, I didn't know that. And one time we played for a recital, and she told my grandmother, she said, you know, I really love Marlon, and, you know, but you know, his father has not paid for one single lesson since the first 2 lessons he started. And that's when my grandmother kicked in and started to pay for my lessons and my music. And I left my house. I lived on the west side of Chicago, and that's really the worst part. And my family was doing good because we were on the other side of the railroad tracks. If you're on the other side of the railroad tracks, and the difference is between, like, you know, 4 blocks. You know, one side, 2 blocks on this side, 2 blocks. If you're on the other side, this is like, you know, from the frying pan into the fire. My brother was involved with gangs, and my cousins, and, you know, and things, and in a way, this was kind of a protection and a fault, because I was the smart one. I was the musician in the gilded cage, and people wouldn't mess with me because they were afraid. You know, if you mess with him, you know, something's going to bad happen to you. And that was the only thing. You know, my brother was into drugs and gangs and all this stuff in the hierarchy. But, you know, that was the only thing that kind of saved me. But I never went out. I was, you know, and I was not really treated very well on the flip side of it, because all my siblings are from my mother and her first husband, who she got back with between the time of my father. So I was literally, they're all very light, and I'm darker skinned. And so I was literally the black sheep of the family. I did all the work. I was a Cinderella. And people who know me from the block, people look me up on Facebook. They're like, Cinderella, how are you doing? You know, because they remember this. And yeah, I was the cook. I was the cleaner. You know, I was woken up at 6:30 in the morning to do chores. And my mother at the time, you know, she was one of those people, you know, she's like, she'd tell me to my face, you know, you're not my favorite son, you know, I love my other son much more than you. And it was but all these things kind of, and my only retreat was my grandmother's. So all these things kept me really focused on what, you know, one day I'm going to get out of here. One day I'm going to show you one day, and to get out of here. And when I left for New York, I had auditioned and I got scholarships to every school I applied to. And it was a matter of saving those pennies and those allowances. And when I left, the morning I left Chicago, I woke up because I took a bus. I took a bus to New York City. It was one of those times where I woke up earlier than my mother. And the only thing she had to say to me, where in the hell do you think you're going? And I said, I told you I was leaving, and now I'm gone. And I got on the bus and I went to New York. And that's how I did it. And that's how my sort of musical thing started. Conducting started later because, you know, the word no to me, you know, I never, you know, my grandmother never taught me about no. And I started the orchestra because it was, I think, my last years at Manhattan School. And I knew so many friends, really great people now who are famous and things. And I said, I wanted to play a concerto just like Mozart from the keyboard. I think it was the year the Amadeus movie came out. I wanted to do just like this movie. I wanted to play just like Mozart. My first conducting teacher was Daniel Barenboim, I have to say, but he doesn't even know it because I watched all his Mozart videos with him conducting from the keyboard. And when he'd stand, I'd stand. When he'd sit, I'd sit. I watched this video. And I said, well, I took the conducting class. I know how to play piano. Put them together, you have a pianist conductor. I watched the video, and then I got all my friends together, and we did the first concert at Tenor Culture Institute in New York, because nobody would give me the chance, but the Japanese people, Reverend Akui, I went to him, he says, oh, Marlon, I think this is a very good idea, and I will give you a chance. And it was in Soho, a big space, small, but big enough in Soho. Nice. He gave me the chance. I did the first concert, and all the orchestra members, all my friends, after that, it was so received and so positive. Everyone was like, our hero. And so then I decided, well, maybe I should learn how to actually conduct. And that's how it kind of started. I fell into the conducting because I wanted to do the pianist conducting thing just like Mozart and Beethoven. Because maybe in my fantasy realm, you know, I thought, well, if they can do it, they're people. I can do it too.
What is one thing, very quickly, and I'll wrap this up, what is one thing that you would say to a inner city young person?
I had a lot of inner city youth come to my concerts in New York, and I'll never forget, I got a letter from a girl, and she was, I don't remember her name, but she wrote me a letter back to me, you know, and it said, you know, I'm not a musician, but I never thought it was possible. I've never seen a black conductor. They're always white, and I always thought they were only white, and now that I've seen actually that, you know, a black person can be a conductor, I feel like I can do anything. And that was like, you know, such a high for me. She felt like it was empowering for her because she had saw this. And,
thank you both.
You want me to talk to inner city youth?
Pardon me? Did you not?
No, you just said, what would I say to inner city youth? No, close that camera.
I'm still rolling.
No, I'm not saying nothing.
All of this is on film.
No, I'm not
And
saying
she
nothing.
I need something
puts on her
I say
rap.
start taking responsibility for your lives. No one owes you a damn thing. You got to make your life. Just get on with it. Stop fighting one another, and fight the system and get ahead. And stop this foolishness with this gang shit. You're responsible for your life. Nobody owes you a thing. It's you.